How's it going? Just want to do a quick video here on paint storage. Being new to the hobby, I wasn't quite aware of how much paint I would accumulate, and first thing I did was, as everybody else did, got one of the carousels, but I've been finding that's somewhat insufficient and kind of difficult looking for my paints. So I was looking for a better way to store them, and the carousel, one, make them easier to get to, and two, the carousel takes up a lot of space on my table here. And, between that, the lights, the compressor, airbrush, everything else, it doesn't leave you with a lot of space to actually work. So I went about trying to think of a way to store my paint. First thing I did is I measured the bottles, and it turns out they're about an inch around almost exactly. So I figured maybe the best way to do it, take up the least amount of space, was create a storage rack for them. And what I came up with is this here. Now the nice thing about this is you can stand all the bottles up in there. Now I'll cut out here in a minute and I'll show you it fully populated. But you can either have this on the desktop, or, because of the way it is, you can actually hang it on the wall and have all of them facing directly at you. So obviously that'll deal with two of my problems. One is easy access, and also getting that carousel off my desk, because I can put this up on the wall and have it within reach, yet not taking up valuable real estate. So the way I did it is it was fairly simple. I just took on my computer I put together a layout. There's different programs you can use. I just used Adobe Illustrator, just real quick, threw on the circles and found the centers of each one. And then what you do is you lay that over the top of your board. Here's another one. I'm actually going to make another one here, but I'll just show you real quick what I did. You basically lay these out, cut them out the same size as the board, tape them together, and then go through where there's the X on each one. You can either take a nail, or I actually have it's called a center punch, and you just put it in there, push down, and it'll make you a nice, as you can see, it makes these nice little spots for you, so when you go to drill, you know exactly where the center is put. So next thing I did is I took that, and I'm fortunate enough I have a drill press, so got a 1-inch drill bit, drilled through this board, and then I also had a thicker piece of board, which I would just connect them together and then drill through both of them and leave about 1/8 of an inch at the bottom, so it didn't go all the way through. And once I was done, I just put spacers in there, just add a little more space, so the paints would set up nice and straight. And I'm just going to pause here and then come back and show you what it looks like fully populated. And the way I have it set up here, this is a 24-inch piece of wood, and the layout holds 80 pots of paint. And these are the standard. I use right now I use a mix of things. I have Reaper, I have Model Air, and Game Color, and they all fit in here. They're all about the same size. This won't work with larger pots than 1 inch, or some of these 1-ounce bottles, which are a little thicker. But majority of my paints are the 1-inch type, so this will actually hold pretty much all of my paints. So I'm just going to pause this, fill this up with paint, and be right back. Okay, so here we are with the storage unit fully populated with paint. As you can see, I got a mix of the Reaper, I've got a Game Color in there, and then the Model Air. As you can see, they're all nice and snug in there. There's not a lot of play, so that you can sit nice this way. If you want it on your tabletop, again, you can still see the colors. And the other thing you can do, which I am probably actually going to do, is, as you can see, you can actually tilted straight up, and because again that they're snug in there, they're not going to fall out, which means you can mount this on the wall, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. See if I can do this one-handed while I hold the camera. But on my wall here, I'll just put it up there. In very little space, you've got 80 pots of paint. And if you want, it'll probably be easier, and what I may end up doing is going through and painting the tops of these, so when I'm looking at them straight on, you know what the colors are. Although you can still see pretty well what they are in there. So anyway, that's my solution for paint storage. I'm actually going to make up another one of these because I still have probably about another 40 or 50 paints, and again, you can put two of these next to each other on the wall and take up very little space. This is only 2 foot long by about 5.5 inches wide, so in a 2 foot by 10 inch space you can have 160 pots of paint. So anyway, just wanted to show you my solution. Hopefully that helps. If anybody has any questions, throw a comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, I completed both of my paint holders and mounted them on the wall, and just wanted to give everybody an idea of what it looks like when they're up. So again, that's a 2 foot tall by about 12 inches wide, and there's 160 paints in there. So yeah, get a lot of paint in a small storage area. So if you're looking to keep everything compact and save room, here's an idea. Hope that helps everybody. Take care.